In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast, we're talking about oppositional defiant disorder. This is part 3. It's been a while. So long story short, folks, if you're looking for the podcast, we've been out for about a month because I had grad season and I was booked solid for like 2.5 weeks. So grad season's done. It was a huge success. We had had some great shows. Grand Blanc was a great show. Northville, Farmington, North.
You did a lot.
You
did a lot. Yes.
Yeah. So we are back. So we're going to finish up oppositional defiant disorder because we only got through 2 episodes when we started this series. So now we're going to continue. This is part 3. If you've not listened to the other 2, you can go back after we're done here. Either way works. And as we always do on every single episode, we're giving away free stuff. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right back.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying, like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this antique over here out of Detroit.
Spawned in the hellfires of Motown.
Take him to Detroit.
No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No.
Stationed in Drambuie. It's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit. Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit. It's in Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? It is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist, and we are back with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
That you are. Welcome back,
As
Mr.
I mentioned in the intro, that was a long break, about a month, but we are back on normal schedule. So those of you who have probably seen my show over the past month and were looking for the podcast, it is here.
Oh, it's still here.
Well, and I let everybody know, hey, we join us Monday nights when we record.
Right,
so they're probably looking for it. So we're finally here. So,
but here's the thing: there's so much that they can catch up on.
Absolutely,
this is episode
hundreds of episodes. We're in the 340s right now. Yeah. That is Matt Fox, the other voice you hear.
Well, hello.
We're hanging out here in the Podcast Your Voice Southfield Studios.
That we are
having a drink. The Palatial Studios.
You know what?
Hanging out doing a podcast.
You know what I'm really excited for since we're recording early?
Yes.
I get to go home and watch America's Got Talent.
Oh, okay.
You ever watch it?
I know of it. I don't watch it really. Honestly, I've seen clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's about it.
The gold buzzer. All
whatever.
Yeah, it's just something that we like to watch in the summertime.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So let me tell you, folks, first of all, where you can find me before we get started. My website is motorcityhypnotist.com. I know grad season is over, but we are now in fair and festival season. So, if you're an organizer for a county fair or state fair or a local, in fact, I think it was 2 summers ago, I did the Liberty Festival in Canton. So there are these festivals and things all over the place. So if you're looking for entertainment for your festival or fair, motorcityhypnotist.com/shows. I can have a quote to you within minutes and you can book online almost immediately.
Yep.
My social media, Facebook and YouTube, are both Motor City Hypnotist. Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok are all Motor City Hypno. That's HYPNO. And as we've done every episode, going back to number 1, your free hypnosis guide. Just text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. Within a few moments, you'll get a text with a downloadable PDF. It's a hypnosis guide that I've written. It's not in depth by any means, but it gives you an overview of hypnosis, how and why it works, dispel some myths and misconceptions. That's yours for free. And it will also give you a link to my Google business page where I thankfully you can leave a review. That would help us out. Just say you leave a review on the podcast, or if you saw my show, you can leave a review on the show, or if you see me in person, you can leave a review on that.
Yeah.
However you know me, you can leave a review for it. That would be greatly appreciated.
One of each.
Yeah, absolutely. So Matt, congrats to you. Matt just finished his second Tough Mudder.
June 13th.
Yes.
Not this past weekend, the weekend before. 15K.
Nice.
Quite a few obstacles. I actually did overcome a fear.
Yes.
And it was the cage crawl where you're in water and you have to be, and you can't get out because there's a chain link fence that goes across it. So you have to crawl through on your back.
So your face is against the fence.
Your face is, you have about 6 inches between the water
so
and
you
fence.
do have breathing
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
that,
little claustrophobia.
that would freak me out a little bit.
But I overcame that fear.
Nice.
I just watched a few other folks. I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for that.
Congrats. Yeah. I mean, had I known, you'd have been my winner of the week.
Wow.
You've been a repeat from your last Tough Mudder.
We were talking before. I feel good. You know, I did something at the age of 51 and just proved that I still have the stupidity to do stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have some kind of a little bit of stupidity to do certain things.
And the consensus around the group of gentlemen and ladies that did this,
yes,
is we will never do it again.
Really? That is the consensus.
Done.
Are you done?
We're done.
You might get the itch again.
No.
Yeah, you're done.
We're done. I'll work out in other ways.
Congrats, Matt Fox, for finishing another Tough Mudder.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
I got a medal too.
Absolutely. You should get a medal. Yeah. All righty, Matt. It is time. It's been a while.
How winning is done.
Yes, sir.
All right. This story comes from France, and it's a little bit of an odd one.
We are from France,
but it's right in my wheelhouse. An animal therapy program at a psychiatric hospital in France is providing major improvements in care outcomes for patients.
Okay.
This is reported by the patients themselves, observed by hospital staff, and presented by the program organizers, who now want proper research done into the practice to help standardize it and allow it to be available more broadly across the country.
Okay, so animal therapy across the country?
Yep. The difference is, this is not with a dog or a bunny or a horse.
Sea anemone?
Donkeys.
Donkey.
Compared with horses, the donkey definitely suffers from stereotyping across human culture and folklore. But it's fair to say this is a pretty unjustified rap, since the donkey has been with us far longer than its taller, rangier cousin, the horse.
Okay.
Domesticated 2,000 years or more before a horse ever felt the tug of a rein, donkeys are often used as therapy animals because of their gentle, social, and intelligent natures.
They're docile.
Owed perhaps to the long history of cooperations with humans.
Sure.
Every Friday at Ville-Évrard Hospital Complex in Neuilly-sur-Marne, near Paris, patients suffering from psychiatric disorders, anxiety, loneliness, and other elements get to visit the hospital's wooded farm sanctuary for a therapy session with a donkey. Donkeys were bred to bear tremendous burdens over long distances. The anxiety or even schizophrenia of the patients is no sweat for equines like Nano, Patou, Oscar, Manalo, or Malro, who will pull some of the patients around in carts, offer their hoofs for a nice cleaning to those who are a bit more confident, or just quietly muzzle others who need a good muzzling. Patients attend free of charge, and several describe it as a valuable change of scenery, which brings relief.
Okay.
Talking with people, taking part in activities I wouldn't normally do, it helps me in my daily life, said patient 52-year-old Jerome. It helps you break away from the routine of treatments and medications. Staying at home isn't good for me. Married couple Ermelinda and Francois Haiti launched the project for Ville-Évrard, and the first donkeys trained by Francois arrived in 2016. Ermelinda, a psychiatric therapy nurse, strongly believes in animal therapy. The couple determined that donkeys would be the perfect choice, but the program has grown to include all kinds of other critters, including goats, turtles, rabbits, guinea pigs, chickens, and doves. Alicia Fabi, an 18-year-old nursing student, said the activity gives patients a chance to leave the hospital environment. Every time we come back from the activity, they say they feel good, calm, and relaxed, and that they enjoyed the outing. That's really positive, she said. The hospital and the Hades are looking to have proper scientific research performed on the donkey therapy program. Their hope is that it can be offered more broadly across the country. So therapy donkeys. I've been in this field for 34 years, Matt. I've never heard of therapy donkeys before.
That's right up there with therapy sea cucumber. That's right up there.
But I mean, the points are well made though. I mean, because donkeys are, I guess you always see the caricatures of donkeys, like Shrek or things like that. But I honestly, they probably make great therapy animals.
What sound effect should we use for that? What sound effect do you got in there?
God, that's a good question.
What kind of radio show is this?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Where is it? Come on, do it.
Of course, when I'm looking for it, I can't find it. I'm going to get it. This is going to bug me now.
Therapy.
There it is.
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
There it is.
Here's the thing: an animal, no matter what it is, any animal, just about, can be human.
A therapy animal.
And a therapy animal. Yeah, they can be taught to be. They're trainable.
Yes. But
for donkeys, I wonder who the brainiac is that said, you know what, that donkey looks like it could be my friend.
I don't know. I mean, again, it makes sense. I mean, in my head, I would have never thought of it.
No.
But again,
all right, but that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
How winning is done.
Yes, it is.
Man.
I don't have a donkey sound, so.
So, back to it.
If you want, there's a movie on Prime. It's called The Tomorrow War, and Chris Pratt is in it.
Okay.
And there's a few other recognizable faces. But towards the beginning, he makes a donkey sound towards his daughter. He says, hee haw, and that you can grab that, and there's your donkey sound.
There we go. We'll have it.
Yep.
All right, folks. So we are back. I know it's been a long break, and we never finished up on oppositional defiant disorder, ODD. So these next couple of episodes are going to wrap up that subject, and then of course we'll move on to something new. But today we're going to continue our discussion around ODD, but this time I want to focus specifically on adolescence and family dynamics and how that plays in and how to address the strain that ODD causes with families.
All right.
Parents become exhausted. Teachers become frustrated. Siblings may feel ignored because all the attention goes towards the problem child.
Right.
In a sense, I hate to put it in that context, but
that's the middle child usually, right?
Yeah, it could be. In the child who's the focus of it feels misunderstood, angry, and ashamed because they're dealing with something they don't know how to deal with.
Sure.
So what we're going to discuss is how ODD develops, why adolescence intensifies the symptoms, the best evidence-based treatments, medications, and then also how families can start to rebuild relationships with people who have ODD. So the question is why teen years can escalate oppositional defiant disorder. So here's the problem. It's kind of baked in because during adolescence, you typically get a range of activities to kind of push your boundaries to know what you can do or what you can't do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the normal thing through adolescence is testing boundaries. So
and where's that envelope?
Yeah. So, I mean, independence seeking, emotional intensity, formation of your identity, increased sensitivity to authority. These are kind of all natural things that happen in adolescence anyway. But with ODD, let's push those things a little bit higher. Teens with ODD now might refuse to go to school. They start breaking curfews. They engage in explosive arguments. They ignore rules. They become verbally aggressive. So you can see how this can affect the whole family in a household.
To quote Top Gun, the first one.
Yes.
Your name is writing checks your body can't cash.
Right. And here's the other thing that people don't think about, but this is really comes into play. Unlike children who are like 6 or 7, who you can manage physically, once they become adolescents, that becomes less of an option because teenagers are physically larger and harder to control physically.
Sure.
Yeah. So this whole situation of this oppositional defiance, it just creates this fear and helplessness in families, and they don't know what to do with it. So here's the thing. And this is the misunderstanding of ODD, because you could look at that and say, the kid's just being an asshole. He just needs to get whipped into shape. You know, part of that could be true.
Part of it.
But it is one of the biggest misconceptions about ODD. It's the belief that these kids are intentionally like calculating, or they're trying to be manipulative. And that's not the case at all. The reality of it is people with ODD have issues with emotional regulation.
Yes.
That is where the issue lies.
There's body movements that they have difficulty controlling, their speech, the noises that they make. There's a lot of things that go into the ODD. Yes.
Emotions rise rapidly. Frustration tolerance is very low, and calming down becomes very difficult for people with ODD.
Yes.
And again, many teens with ODD describe a feeling of constantly being criticized or misunderstood or targeted or emotionally overwhelmed. So it doesn't justify destructive behavior, but it helps explain why punishment doesn't really work, because it just makes them more defiant when you try to put a punishment in there.
Alice is chiming in saying, "Hi, David."
Hi, Alice. I haven't seen Alice in a long time.
Yeah, welcome back.
You're doing well, Alice. So one of the biggest factors that can drive ODD, not in all cases, but in many of them, is childhood trauma.
Yes.
Children exposed, and I'm not talking about necessarily like a trauma like a death or something like that, but it could be that. But it could be something just like chronic criticism from your parents or other family members. Instability in the family, which would be broken home or divorce situations or things like that. Witnessing or being a victim of violence.
There is, I should say, a new limited series that dropped on Netflix. It's called I Will Find You. It's Sam Worthington, Milo Ventimiglia, and some other faces you might recognize. And this young person in this movie, oh my goodness, the trauma.
Oh, right.
The absolute trauma. If you catch it, you'll understand what I'm saying. No spoilers, but you will understand. Oh my God.
Yeah. The other things that come into play are bullying, neglect, inconsistent caregiving. So most of the time when teens develop ODD, it's because they feel unsafe or powerless in their environment. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but you can't just address the behavior. We have to address the cause. And that's where, again, trauma-informed therapy can be very helpful.
Right.
It builds emotional safety. It helps you process painful experiences, and it develop healthier coping skills. So
wait, go back. The coping skills.
Yeah.
That is that's learned. The coping skills are
develop healthier coping skills. Yes.
That is a learned behavior because once they start to recognize what their triggers are, if the environment around them, it's really noisy or what have you, if they have they're cognizant of those things, and they know when they're becoming to a point where they're anxious and they need to step away, that is a good thing.
Yep.
That's a very good thing.
Yes. So what are the most effective therapies for ODD?
Yes.
That's something that people would probably be like, well, yeah, my kid has it, or I know somebody who has it. What's the best approach? So there was a model developed by Dr. Ross Green. And honestly, this is the first time I've seen this specific model. It's called collaborative problem solving.
Okay.
So the philosophy of this approach is identifying skills that are missing rather than assuming that the behavior is the problem. So the philosophy is kids do well if they are able. That's the philosophy of the approach.
Sure.
Kids do well if they're able. So this kind of works towards helping them become more successful.
And recognizing.
Okay.
it.
So for example, instead of endless punishment, adults would work collaboratively with the child to solve conflicts, to show them how to work through it, like modeling in a way. And the approach has strong evidence-based data behind it. So I do like that one. Another one is DBT, which is dialectical behavior therapy. So DBT is an approach that focuses on feeling emotions and identifying emotions.
I thought it was a wrestling move.
It could be. Isn't that the DDT?
Yes.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought. Yeah. So yeah, dialectical behavior. It's a very common therapy approach used by many therapists. So DBT skills are increasingly used with adolescents struggling with anger, impulsivity, emotional intensity, and interpersonal conflicts. And what DBT teaches is how to manage, how to increase your tolerance when you're under stress. It teaches you mindfulness. It teaches you emotional regulation. I think that's the big one.
Emotional endurance.
Yep.
Okay.
And communication.
Yeah.
Which of course is the key for any. I mean, communication is really the key to most every mental health approach.
Okay.
Is being able to communicate effectively. So the parents also need support. And here's the problem. A lot of parents are struggling with this. They're getting their kids treatment, but they're not getting help themselves. So therapists can help the parents reduce reactive responses, maintain boundaries, improve consistency, and rebuild emotional connections. So in fact, if I have an adolescent, or children even that are rebellious, let's say, or oppositional. Well, let's use the terms of this disorder, ODD. They have oppositional defiant disorder. I work with the parents on setting up a structure and a contract with the client. Whereas if you're able to achieve these tasks, you get a reward for it. So it's focusing on instilling behavior for a reward rather than punishing an unwanted behavior.
Sure.
So it's more positive reinforcement.
That is a practice around our household.
And that's very difficult with parents sometimes because they get overwhelmed and frustrated, and it's just easier just to lash out. And again, individual therapy for adolescents. Yes, family therapy is important, but I think they need to have their own space to be felt and heard and listened to and help to understand what they're going through.
Sure.
The other thing that comes into play with a lot of ODD is medications. Now, again,
last resort.
You guys know my view on this. Medication is not a solution; it's a tool. And if we can use it to get people to where they need to be and then not need it anymore, that's the ideal. But a lot of times with ODD, one of the big things that's very common is most likely they have ADHD. They have problems focusing. So medications can improve impulsivity, concentration, and emotional control. SSRIs, which are antidepressants, that is also a medication that can help, especially if there's some irritability or anxiety involved with it. And then also another effective medication are atypical antipsychotics, risperidone, aripiprazole. Again, those are atypical antipsychotics.
Quaaludes.
I don't know what Quaaludes. I don't know what Quaaludes things. So here's, and I want to hit on this section because what makes things worse, and this is what I go through with parents. I will meet with the parents without the client there, and I will ask them, walk me through a typical conflict. Yelling, emotional breakdowns, screaming, dragging the kid out, putting him in his room. So here's the thing. Here's the things that escalate these behaviors: yelling, humiliating, inconsistent discipline, public shaming, harsh punishment without relationship repair. Now, when I say that, punishment is fine, but I always say to parents, after the fact, you need to debrief with your child to tell them to connect the dots, to say this is why this punishment was given,
right?
Because of these actions. So to put it in that light, so to give them, they see the connection from point A to B and what the consequences were.
Everything you just described, it sounds like a really a documentary on flowers in the attic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, parents, the power struggle is real.
Yeah.
But you're never going to win the power struggle.
No.
Yes, you're the adult. Yes, technically you have more power, but you're not going to win this. This is not one that you want to have a power struggle with, because it's going to fail. It's going to fail every time. If the adult escalates, the kids will escalate, then nobody feels heard, and then it's a mess.
Right. And trying to come back from that takes time.
Yes, absolutely. So what we're going to do, folks, we have a part 4, because I know we have a lot of information to cover on this, and I want to make sure you get it all. So we are going to come back with part 4 of oppositional defiant disorder, and that should wrap us up on this one. And I'll give you a tease on what's coming up later for our next series.
Okay,
that sounds good.
Sounds great.
All right. So those of you on Facebook Live, stick around. We're going to do another episode. Those of you listening on audio, wherever you're listening, jump ahead another episode. If it's not there, it will be there next Tuesday or Thursday.
Fantastic.
Before we go,
who is it?
Just as a heads up, Detroit Dog Rescue, I usually pull from their stuff and have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Their website's under construction. I finally got that.
Okay.
Because I kept having issues getting connected, and I did get that thing. So
Christina's still at work doing wonderful things.
They're still in business. They're still doing what they do.
Yes.
They're just working on the website. So in the meantime, we're going to the Taylor Animal Shelter.
Okay.
Ricky needs a home. Ricky is a lab. He's 2 years and 4 months old. He's a male. He's about 52 pounds, and he's good with kids and dogs.
Okay. What's
Ricky?
Oh, come on. My name is Ricky.
Ricky.
If someone does adopt him, his name's Ricky, but they should call him Schroeder.
Yeah.
Hey, Senator, there it is. Look at him. Oh my goodness.
Look at that face.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, Ricky needs a home. That's Taylor Animal Shelter. I'm not quite sure of the website specifically, but you can find it. You can find it. Ricky needs a home.
Yes, please.
He's ready for an adoption. All righty, folks, that is our episode. We'll be back with oppositional defiant disorder part 4. In the meantime, change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time. In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast, we are finishing up our series on oppositional defiant disorder. This is part 4. If you haven't listened to the past 3 episodes, you can jump back, or you can listen to it after this one. You'll get all the information eventually. And we're giving away free stuff. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right back.
Yes.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying, like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this antique over here out of Detroit.
Spawned in the hellfires of Motown.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
Stationed in Drambuie, it's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit. Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit to Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? It is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist, and we are back with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
I'm new.
That is Matt Fox, the other voice you hear.
So new.
He's getting back into the saddle. We've been off for about a month. Well, I have been off for a month.
Hit the button,
Matt's
Matt.
been here, but yeah, you know, whatever. That's Matt Fox, the other voice you hear.
Hi, David.
We're hanging out here on a Monday evening in the palatial Podcast Your Voice Southfield Studios.
We are back.
Hanging out, doing a podcast.
Yes, sir.
And again, I typically do this every 4 or 5 podcasts, but reach out to Podcast Your Voice. If you want to do a podcast, I know there are millions of podcasts out there, but whatever your interest is, there is a podcast that you can do, and people will listen to it.
Aglets.
You know
what an aglet is?
That's the hole for your shoelace. Yeah.
They're podcast about.
I'm sure. I probably so. I mean, I mean, pick a subject. There's probably a podcast for it.
There's a podcast for sea cucumbers too.
That's what we call it. Sea cukes. What's the name of it? Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. So we're here, folks. Before we get started, let me tell you where you can find me. My website, motorcityhypnotist.com. Check that out, especially if you're looking to book a show, especially if you are running a fair or a festival of some type. Definitely summer season is summer for fairs. I will be at the Ogama County Fair in August coming up. So right now, that's the only fair I have scheduled, but that could change if somebody comes and books at motorcityhypnotist.com. My social media links, Facebook and YouTube, are both Motor City Hypnotist, and Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok are Motor City Hypno, HYPNO. And as we've done every episode going back to number 1, and we're in the 340s right now, text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. Within a few moments, you'll get a text message with a free downloadable PDF. It's a hypnosis guide that I've written. It will also give you a link to my Google business page where hopefully you will leave a review of the show, which would be greatly appreciated. And also, wherever you're listening, whatever platform, whether it be iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, subscribe there and also leave a review on the podcast platform. Because again, that gets us into more people's faces and we get more listeners.
We're coming into your home.
Yep. We'll knock on your door. Yes. All righty.
All right.
It's time.
Here we go.
That's how winning is done.
Okay.
All righty. After a serious crash on a rural British Columbia highway, a woman and her husband had to search for days to find their missing dog, Daisy.
Aww.
Along the way, they experienced just about every kind of help imaginable until 96 hours after their crash, they were finally reunited with their Australian shepherd.
4 days later.
Yeah. Dira Jordan and her husband Sharon were struck in Kelowna, BC by a pickup truck that ran the pair of them off the road. Their car rolled over and Jordan suffered a series of small injuries. When the crashing and rolling stopped, all Jordan could think about was Daisy, her dog, who wasn't there.
Sorry.
Ignorant of her injury, she began to search until, at the insistence of first responders, she was taken to the nearest hospital.
Okay.
It was soon obvious that nothing serious was hiding under her scrapes and bruises, and the doctor eagerly discharged Jordan to go look for their dog. Meanwhile, while responding to another call, a local member of the all-volunteer Central Okanagan Search and Rescue asked the Royal Canadian Mounted Police about the sirens he had heard earlier and was told 2 cars had rolled over on the highway near Kelowna. Rescue member Forrest Kellerman got home and looked up more information on Jordan and Daisy's crash and saw a notice that an Australian shepherd was missing. Whether it was the passion for finding people that saw him join the search and rescue volunteers, or whether it was his own Australian shepherd staring at him in the eye that afternoon. So he also has an Australian shepherd.
Got it.
But Kellerman and his wife Tracy decided they were going to go find Daisy and bring her home safely. The next day, they spent hours searching the area around the crash site. The day after that, they met Dira and Sharon, who had hardly slept since the crash. By then, the whole community had got wind of the ordeal and came out to help, either physically searching, providing a thermal imaging drone, or even just bringing out hot meals. People were bringing us food, satellite links, everything imaginable. Like volunteers were coming out of the woodwork just to complete strangers. It was so emotional. On the fourth day, Tracy still felt compelled to go look for Daisy, and so the Kellermans went to the crash site where Tracy decided to do what could have been described as the obvious, in the immediate vicinity of the collision. The man who hit Jordan with his truck was still hospitalized with serious injuries, and his truck was still lying in the brush.
Oh my goodness.
Approaching, Tracy suddenly saw movement, a small face with big eyes. It was Daisy. She was sitting on the passenger seat
of the truck,
of the other one. Yeah, the truck that rolled over. She didn't make any sudden movements, but began sweetly talking to the dog while calmly alerting Forrest on the road to go and get Jordan. The dog mom couldn't hold back her emotions upon seeing Daisy, who whimpered intensely at seeing Jordan. Like Jordan herself, Daisy was no worse for wear after the crash, and the two went home delighted in their good fortune and in the kindness of strangers that brought it about.
I chuckled at the beginning because the husband, he's got injuries.
Yes.
And she's like, where's my dog?
Yes. Yeah, she just leaves. Yeah. Ignoring him.
And
just
this is why
dog.
we need seat belts for puppies.
Yes.
Aw, look at that.
Yep, there's the husband.
Yeah.
With
Daisy.
With Daisy,
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
So
I'm
anyway,
glad they found her.
I mean, for a rollover crash and a dog not to be hurt, that's kind of crazy.
That is
because I mean, humans are strapped in. I mean, of course they're still going to get cut and bruised or whatever. But hey, the dogs seem to come out of it the best.
Daisy's part cat.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely winner of the week.
That's how winning is done.
Oh boy.
Yes, it is. All right.
So, back to
part four.
So part 4 of oppositional defiant disorder. And again, I know I know we stretch these out sometimes, but the big thing is I want you to get all the information. And sometimes, 20 minutes is not enough to cover everything. But we don't want to make the podcast 2 hours long either, because that's not consumable. It's just a lot of, it's a lot of time to be listening. So that's why I put it into half-hour episodes. Yeah. So this is part 4 of oppositional defiant disorder. In episode 3, we kind of covered why teens have more of an issue with ODD.
The adolescent
we talked about
side of it,
emotional dysregulation and the role of trauma. And then we talked about some effective approaches as far as therapy goes. And again, I want to re-hit this one because this one really kind of hit for me. Collaborative problem solving, a model developed by Dr. Ross Green, and it focuses on identifying lagging skills. And the philosophy of that approach, kids do well if they're able, meaning you have to give them the opportunity to do so. That one really struck with me. Also, dialectical behavior therapy, which is commonly known as DBT. And then we talked about parent coaching and individual therapy for the kids. Right. And then we got into the medication part as far as
the SSRIs.
The SSRIs, the atypical antipsychotics. So we covered some of that.
The Quaaludes. Yep. Got there.
So I want to hit on this again. We hit this right at the end of last episode, but I really want to do this because this is an important one to revisit. The things that make things worse.
Ooh, yeah.
And I hate to do this with an analogy, but because I'm not comparing kids to animals, but it's you can tell how a parent treats their children by the way they treat their dogs.
Yeah.
If they scream and yell at their dog, I guarantee you they're screaming and yelling at their kids.
Sure.
And again, yelling is not, that's the most destructive thing you can do.
That's escalation.
It's escalation.
Yeah.
Humiliating a child. You're no good. You're a piece of shit. Whatever. I mean,
damn.
Some parents could be that blunt. I would hope not. But
wow.
And here's one I want to expound on this because we kind of brushed by it last time. Inconsistent discipline.
Inconsistent discipline.
This is the biggest challenge for parents. And when I work with parents, I say, listen, you have to be consistent. So we need to now lay out a specific plan on what are your specific actions if A, B, or C happens.
I wouldn't say, I will almost want to say expectations. What are your expectations by with your child. And that's what needs to get laid. That's the groundwork, the expectations.
Well, what happens typically, and I shouldn't say typically, but in a large number of cases, parents react. They discipline out of a reaction, not out of a planned structure.
No, they discipline out of emotion.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the wrong way to do it, because typically when we discipline, we're angry, we're out of control, we're emotional dysregulated ourselves. So you have to be consistent with discipline, and it can't be a surprise to the child. You can't say to a kid, you're grounded for a week because you did this, if that wasn't the setup ahead of time, if that wasn't known beforehand. Because at that point, as a parent, and I have had parents who said, I'm the parent, they just need to listen. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I understand what you're saying, but that defiance, that you're not going to win a confrontation with an adolescent.
No,
it's just going to go south. So the discipline needs to be consistent, and the adolescent involved needs to know what to expect. So what I do with parents and adolescents is I have them sign a contract. We write it out, say, okay, these are your responsibilities, and these are the things that we want to avoid, and have both the parents and the kids sign it. And that's so the kid knows exactly, okay, if I do A, this is what the consequence is.
Let me show you what a notary is. Come here.
Right. But I mean that even though that's largely symbolic in a way, but the point is you want to have buy-in from both parties, that both sides understand exactly how things work, because unless you have that set up, it's just reactionary.
Being a policy person, procedures type person.
Right.
According to paragraph 2, part A, second sentence in, you said you would. That would be
well. I mean, but that's something we can go back to, because again, when the child at some point, or when the adolescent at some point has some defiance, you can just say, it's right here.
You said
this is exact. You sign this, so you understand this is what happens.
Well, I renounce what I signed.
Yeah, I know. But that one again, I really wanted to focus on that, because when adults escalate, the kid is going to escalate, and then nothing good happens from that. Nothing. It becomes a cycle. It becomes this cycle of blow ups, settle down, hope it doesn't happen again, blow up, and that cycle just continues.
But yeah, contract is the expectations of certain actions that may happen.
Yep. So what helps most as far as the research shows? So there are definitely some protective factors that can help somebody with ODD. Warm, stable relationships. Now, when I say that, there's already going to be a challenge if there's some marital conflict.
Sure.
Because that's just going to funnel down into the family. So the child needs to experience warm, stable relationships. If, parents who might be single and they're dating, totally fine. But having different people every 3 months in and out, it's not consistent. It's not stable. It doesn't provide that warm stability that adolescents need. We talked about it as far as the inconsistent discipline, consistent expectations. That's another thing that helps the most. No, you can't change what your expectations are and expect the kid to be able to follow. It has to be laid out and know exactly.
As they get older, those expectations can change. They become more stringent based on the career that this person, the child wants to move in.
Right.
It's about behavior. And those expectations can change, but the child, the adolescent, the teenager, they need to be a part of those changes.
Absolutely.
As well.
Yeah. I mean, it needs to be a team effort.
Pivot.
And I know as parents I've done it as a parent myself. It's like, you just want to pull rank and say, I'm the parent, you're the kid. F off, in an essence, but that's not constructive. That doesn't help anything. Emotional coaching. Here's another thing where adults can model behaviors they want their kids to follow. So if the parents have difficulty with emotional regulation, chances are the kids are probably going to have the same issues. Predictable routines. this is a big one, because a lot of times with ODD, there is a level of anxiety, and that kids need structure. Adolescents need structure. And if you don't have a predictable routine, that can throw them off.
You know what the toughest part for children, for kids, teenagers is the summertime.
Yes.
Because during the school year, they're up at a certain time. Then hopefully the parents are getting them to bed at a certain time. They say, go to bed. And then they sit there on their phones until 2 a.m. And then they're up at 6:30. They get 4 hours of sleep. And they progressively get worse.
And then they wonder why their grades are bad at school.
And then the summer comes.
Yeah.
And you have to set that expectation of you are up and moving by this time, because you will not spend your entire summer in your bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, that's setting routines. What we talked about in one of the earlier sections, positive reinforcement. The positive reinforcement, and this has been shown by far through many different studies to be more effective than punishment. It just is. The other thing you want to look for is school support. Most students who have issues at school, whether it's behavioral or academic, there are plans that you can do, an IEP plan that you can put into place. They have to address that. So that is something you need to have support from school as well, because kids spend 6-7 hours a day at school,
especially if you know that your child was diagnosed, they have a learning disorder. That's where the IEP is really helpful to keep them on track. So they're not getting behind with the schoolwork.
Absolutely.
They're being assigned.
Right. And here's the kind of the running theme with ODD is that these kids and adolescents, they're constantly getting negative feedback. You're bad, you're stupid, you're hopeless, you're a failure. And when kids start to hear that over and over again, it's just going to compound the issues they're having. It's not going to help anything. So positive relationships can radically alter the outcomes of somebody with ODD. It really is. It's you're investing emotions in your child. So what about prognosis? A lot of times families dealing with ODD, they feel isolated, they feel alone, but this is not uncommon. This is a very common thing for adolescents to go through. But improvement is absolutely possible. Many adolescents mature into very well-functioning adults with therapy, structure, emotional support, medication, if it's appropriate, and consistent caregiving. So, and I know, even as a human being, we want results immediately. We want it to happen right now, but this will take some time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't just flip a switch, just like your own therapy journey. You're not going to resolve everything in an hour. It takes time to rewire all of these thoughts and these patterns that we've developed over years.
Sure.
So yes, recovery is rarely overnight and often comes in stages. So what you're going to be looking for to see so how do we measure progress on somebody with ODD? Fewer explosions,
right?
Improved communication, better school functioning, whether that's academically or just even behaviorally,
socially.
Yep. Increased emotional awareness and stronger relationships.
Okay.
So small improvements matter more, because you're never going to get these big seismic shifts. These are all going to be small improvements that add up over time.
I think Bill Murray said it best when Richard Dreyfuss said, "Baby steps." Yeah.
I mean that and that applies to therapy in general too.
Yeah.
It applies to all of us. So whenever we talk about diagnoses, we always want to break it down, and I don't want to make any of these diagnoses seem simplistic, because they're not. They're all involved. They all have a lot of moving parts. In ODD, it is a complicated disorder. It not only affects behavior, it affects relationships, it affects emotional development, it affects the family system. So, but the big thing to know is that it's not beyond help, that there are ways to make things better. So here's the question that needs to be changed. Instead of adults saying, "What's wrong with this child?" That, of course, is the question that most people would say.
What's your major
wrong with this
malfunction,
kid?
pile?
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Mommy and daddy give you enough attention when you were a kid?
Go on.
Yeah. So instead of saying what's wrong with this child, the question should be, what skills or support does this child need? And it's just a different way to approach it. You're approaching it from the positive, like, how can I help? Not you're bad. Because the label doesn't help anything. It just makes things wrong. It makes things worse.
You want to be the catalyst of change for good.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
And the proper, support that you want to give, though, you want to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
Absolutely. And again, it is difficult. And for yourself, I would say to adults who are dealing with this, parents who are dealing with this, you need to have your own therapist. You need to be working on your own self, because the better you are, the better you're able to help your child and have that emotional recognition and positive support. And
it takes practice.
It
takes a commitment from the parent to change their thinking in that regard.
Yep.
You may have said some bad things, some heinous things in the past.
It is so easy to become angry and just say, "Oh, this kid, that's the natural."
Yeah.
This little a-hole's ruining my life. People have said this to me.
But when it comes to just normal things that should happen automatically, that any human being with common sense, you turn off the lights, you make sure your laundry's being done, you make sure you get up on time, you brush your teeth, you are hygienically sound. These are basic things, and parents flip when those basic things are being met. These are really easy items to sit down and have a human conversation with your child over.
And those things are challenges for many kids and adolescents.
Yes.
And it's not a matter of them not wanting to do it. It's just that they
don't think about it.
They can't get it.
They don't think.
And that's why you work with them to teach them to teach them how to moderate their emotions, to help them have better self-esteem.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, these are all symptoms of low self-esteem: being late, poor hygiene, not being responsible. These are all signs of low self-esteem and low confidence.
Yeah.
So that is what we need. We need to work you need to work on the inside coming out, not the outside going in.
Sure. I like that.
Yes. And that's just something I just came up with. But that's really what therapy is. You're working from the inside out. Ding. There we go.
Got it.
Ding. So here's the thing. You can see a change. It just has to be done. And if you need help with that, that's when you seek out professional help. Seek out a therapist.
Yep.
Seek out a child psychiatrist just to review if medication might be a possibility. Again, not an answer, but it could help. And I'm going to say this, and you need to work on yourself as a parent. By doing that, you're going to help your kid.
Sure. Amen.
Because it puts you in a better mental state, and also will give you the tools to implement some of these things we talked about without being reactionary and without always being overwhelmed. Because at least you have a plan at that point, and you have an advocate. You have a therapist or a doctor who is helping you with this.
Right. Talking.
That's the big thing. Yep. All
Good
righty.
stuff.
That is oppositional defiant disorder. So we're gonna move into a similar area on our next episode or two. Well, it depends. Might be 5. So who knows? Who knows? Because we don't know until we get into it sometimes.
Okay, go on.
But we're going to talk next episode about IED. So IED is intermittent explosive disorder.
Oh, I thought you were talking about birth control.
No, that's IUD.
No, don't shut me
Sorry,
up.
I couldn't help it.
But it's in the similar vein as ODD, but it's much more explosive, thus the term. And we're going to get into that. Also, before we go today, we do have somebody who needs to be adopted. But before we do that, we're going to attempt to do this year a Motor City Hypnotist Academy in August.
Okay.
So the dates are set. I'm going to say, I'm looking at my calendar real quick. It would be the 23rd. I'm sorry, the 24th through the, I'm sorry.
It's sometime
24th through the 27th
of August.
Okay. Yes. I'm getting the date numbers wrong. I take that back. It's on my website.
Okay.
Look it up. I should just go to my website.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, that would be the easiest thing, dude.
So while you're doing that, the Motor City Hypnotist Academy is for folks that want to become licensed,
people that want to learn hypnosis,
learn hypnosis. Do they become
a
licensed?
certified hypnotist? Yes.
Certified hypnotist, not licensed. Certified.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
3-day course. 5-day course. Okay.
5 days, 8 hours.
All right.
The date is.
You can do it. I know you can.
Yeah, I'm on the page.
I believe in you.
August 6th through the 10th.
Okay.
It's a Thursday through Monday.
Okay.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Wow,
5
okay.
days.
Okay.
40 hours. Check it out. It's on the website. It's open. It's active. So check it out. Go to motorcityhypnotist.com/academy and it'll take you right to the page and you can read all about it.
Fantastic.
Yep. So, we'll be pushing that this year. Hopefully we can get some people trained. And if you want to learn how to do hypnosis, and here's a couple of things I want to push this. I'm going to teach you how to hypnotize people with live people. Now, here's the thing. You could do these trainings online that might cost you $100. You could learn it online, maybe, but it's not likely unless you're with real people actually doing it. That is the only way you're going to learn and be confident in it. So this academy is specifically set up for beginners, no experience, no degrees required. You just come in. I spend 5 days with you and I teach you what I do.
I love that.
So there, check that out on the website. There's only 10 spots. I'm going to throw that out there as well because it's hard to manage more than that. But yeah, 10 spots. And it's coming up
in August.
In August, we got about a month and a couple of weeks.
August 6th through 10th.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All righty, folks. Before we go, somebody needs a home.
Who is it?
It's Bones.
Okay.
Now, I picked Bones just because of the photo, Matt. This is a Mastiff.
Okay.
She's 4 years, 2 months old, 95 pounds, big girl.
It's a big girl, yeah.
She's good with dogs and cats.
Okay.
Doesn't mention kids. The reason I brought this one.
Oh, look at her. Look at the marbling on that puppy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I just love that she's hugging this teddy bear.
Literally hugging the teddy bear. All right. So I did it with the last dog where his name was Ricky and he should call Schroeder.
Yeah. This
Bones, McCoy.
Yeah.
Come on.
McCoy, of course. Bones needs a home. Taylor Animal Shelter. She needs a place. Yeah. I know she's a big dog, but
if you have a big yard.
Yeah, if you have a big yard and you like big dogs.
Yeah.
Bones needs a home.
Gosh.
All righty, folks. That is our show. Join us next Monday as we record live on Facebook Live on my Motor City Hypnotist Facebook page. In the meantime, change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time.